Hello everyone, today we are going to learn Chapter 7 Factors of Production Part 3 from your Social Science textbook. In this video, I'll be covering each and every line from the chapter so you don't miss anything important. Make sure to keep your notebook and pen ready and take notes while watching. This will help you remember the concepts better. You can pause or rewind any time to write things down. So, let's begin. How are the factors connected? The factors land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, and technology are combined to produce goods and services, and the proportion of each factor used depends on the product. For example, output from the agriculture, construction, and handicraft sectors relies more on labor and thus is labor intensive, while semiconductor chips or satellites require more capital, specialized machinery, and are capital intensive. So, to produce any good or services, we need some basic inputs. These are called factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, and technology. Different products require these factors in different amounts. For example, farming, construction work, and handicrafts need a lot of human labor. So, we call them labor-intensive activities. On the other hand, making semiconductor chips or satellites needs expensive machines, advanced tools, and high investment. So, these industries are called capital intensive. These factors complement each other and are interconnected. In case of some missing or misused factors, production can become inefficient or can be halted. However, in some cases, new techniques can change the proportion used and output. For instance, increased machine use in agriculture can lower dependence on labor. So, all factors of production are interconnected, meaning they must work together. If one factor is not available or is used wrongly, for example, no labor or faulty machines, production will slow down or stop completely. Sometimes, new techniques or machines help change the way production is done. For example, when machines like tractors and harvesters are used in agriculture, the need for human labor decreases and production becomes faster and more efficient. Similarly, 3D printing can help revive the dying art forms in textiles by producing handloom products at a large scale to serve the market. The production inputs are available at different geographic locations. Businesses can procure them from these varied locations and combine the inputs to produce goods and services. Thus, the geographic interconnectedness provides businesses with access to varied inputs. However, production activities sometimes face severe supply chain challenges. The supply chain is a network of individuals, organizations, resources, activities, and technology that are involved in the production and sale of goods. So, just like machines change agriculture, new technologies like 3D printing can help revive traditional textile and handloom art forms. These products, which were earlier made only in small quantities, can now be produced on a larger scale and sold in the market. The inputs needed for production, such as raw materials, machines, and labor, are found in different parts of the world. Businesses bring these inputs together from various locations to make goods and services. This connection between different places is called geographic interconnectedness, and it helps businesses get all the inputs they need. However, sometimes production is affected due to problems in the supply chain. The supply chain includes all the people, organizations, activities, resources, and technology involved in making a product and delivering it to the customer. When a disruption in the supply chain occurs due to relying on sources from far-off places instead of local inputs, it results in a halt in the production process, as was the case during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, when industries depend on raw materials or parts coming from distant places instead of local sources, any problem in transport or movement can disturb production. During the COVID-19 pandemic, lockdowns and travel restrictions stopped the movement of goods. Because of this, factories did not receive the required inputs on time, which halted production in many industries. This clearly shows how supply chain disruptions can affect production. Don't miss out. India is the world's second largest mobile phone manufacturer after China in 2025. Let's understand these ideas through a flow chart depicting mobile phone manufacturing. Figure 7.23, the process of mobile phone assembly. So here, the manufacturing of a mobile phone follows a step-by-step process. First, the R&D team designs the phone and decides on new features. R&D stands for Research and Development. An R&D team is a group of experts who research new ideas and develop improvements. Their job is to design new products, add new features, and improve existing products before they are made in large quantities. Then land is acquired and a factory is set up to manufacture the phones. After that, all the required raw materials and parts are collected. Next, the components are assembled and the necessary software is installed. Once assembled, each phone is tested carefully to check its quality, performance, and proper function. Phones that pass the test are sent for mass production and packaging. Finally, the finished phones are distributed to retail stores from where customers can buy them. Human effort is involved at every stage of production to design, supervise, and improve products and processes. For example, teams of software, electrical, and mechanical engineers, along with project managers, use their expertise to develop a product. The entrepreneur provides guidance on how resources should be used. Then, procuring resources like land, factory space, machinery, and skilled workers requires financial resources. Together, all these inputs are essential, working like puzzle pieces to create the goods and services we rely on. So, at every stage of production, human effort plays an important role. People are needed to design products, supervise work, and make improvements. For example, software, electrical, and mechanical engineers, along with project managers, work together using their knowledge to develop a good product. The entrepreneur decides how different resources should be used efficiently. To arrange land, factory buildings, machines, and skilled workers, money is also required. All these inputs, that is human effort, resources, and finance, work together like pieces of a puzzle to create the goods and services that we use in our daily life. Responsibilities towards factors of production. When we produce goods, we use natural resources like land, water, and minerals. However, these resources are limited and can be harmed if we are not careful. For example, in Tamil Nadu, many people earn money by working in leather factories. This helps the local economy, but the waste from these factories can pollute rivers and soil. So, to produce goods, we use natural resources such as land, water, and minerals. These resources are limited, so they must be used carefully. Industries use these resources to produce goods and also provide employment, helping the local economy. For example, in Tamil Nadu, many people earn a living by working in leather factories. While this benefits the economy, the waste released from these factories can pollute rivers and soil if it is not treated properly. In the same way, when old smartphones are not recycled properly, harmful substances like lead and mercury can leak into the ground and water. This pollution can be dangerous for people, animals, and plants. That is why it is important for producers to use natural resources responsibly, so that we can meet our needs today without making it harder for future generations to meet theirs. They should try to reduce waste, avoid pollution, and protect the environment while making products. So similarly, when old and discarded smartphones are not recycled properly, harmful substances like lead and mercury can mix with soil and water. This type of pollution is very dangerous for people, animals, and plants. Therefore, it is important that producers use natural resources responsibly. The aim should be to meet our needs today without creating problems for future generations. To do this, producers must try to reduce waste, avoid pollution, and protect the environment while manufacturing goods. Think about it. How are local communities and biodiversity affected by such activities? Do you also know some places around you that have seen water and land degradation over time? discuss in class. Biodiversity refers to the different types of life forms that exist around us. This includes all living things such as trees, animals, birds, fish, and even small insects. So, this question is asking you to do two things. Explain how harmful production activities affect local people and nature. Then, think of real places around you where land or water has become polluted or damaged over time. Sample answer: effect on local communities. Pollution of land and water affects the health and livelihood of local people. Contaminated water can cause diseases, reduce crop production, and affect fishing and farming activities. This leads to loss of income and poor living conditions. Effect on biodiversity. Polluted soil and water harm plants, animals, and aquatic life. Many species may die or migrate due to lack of clean water and food. Over time, this leads to a loss of biodiversity. Local examples: in many areas, rivers polluted by industrial waste, dumping of garbage, or excessive use of chemicals have led to water and land degradation. Such places show how continuous pollution can damage the environment over time. So, it is important for producers to adopt sustainable practices to replenish natural resources for future use. Sustainable means using resources in a careful and responsible way so that they last for a long time and are available for the future. Replenishing means refilling, restoring, or replacing something that has been used up. For example, planting new trees after cutting old ones helps in replenishing forest. So, it is important for producers to adopt sustainable practices while producing goods. When we use natural resources like water, soil, or forest, we should also take steps to restore them. This act of bringing resources back to their original or usable level is called replenishing. By doing so, producers can meet present needs without harming the ability of future generations to meet their needs. Figure 7.24. Recycling industrial wastewater before releasing it into water bodies. Industries generate a lot of wastewater during production. If this water is released directly into rivers or lakes, it can cause serious water pollution. Therefore, wastewater should be treated and recycled before being released. This process removes harmful substances and helps protect water bodies and the environment, making industrial production more sustainable. Figure 7.25. Use of recycled products as inputs. So, recycling means using products again instead of throwing them away. When recycled products are used as inputs for production, it reduces the amount of waste generated. This also helps in saving natural resources like water, minerals, and energy. By using recycled materials, industries can make production more environment-friendly and sustainable. Apart from land and natural resources, businesses have responsibilities towards their workers and employees, which are summarized below. So, apart from using land and natural resources, businesses also have important responsibilities towards their workers and employees. Taking care of workers is essential for smooth and fair production. These responsibilities help ensure safe working conditions, fair treatment, and overall well-being of employees, which are necessary for sustainable and ethical business practices. Now we will see how businesses are expected to take care of their workers and employees. Fair compensation and working conditions. Employers need to ensure that workers are paid fairly for their labor and that they work in a safe environment. So, businesses have to pay workers fair compensation for the work they do. Workers should receive wages that match their effort and skill. Along with their fair wages, employers must also provide safe and healthy working conditions. A safe workplace helps prevent accidents and protects the health and well-being of workers. Skill development and training. There is a responsibility to invest in training and education to ensure that workers develop the skills necessary to remain competitive in the labor market. So, businesses also have a responsibility to support skill development and training for their workers. By providing training and education, workers can learn new skills and improve existing ones. This helps them stay competitive in the labor market and perform their jobs better. Skill development is beneficial for both workers and businesses as it increases productivity and job security. Workplace rights and protections. Laws and regulations for workers' rights relating to fair treatment, preventing discrimination, and providing benefits like healthcare or paid leave should be adhered to. So, every worker has certain rights and protections under the law. Businesses must ensure fair treatment and should not discriminate against workers on any basis. Employers are also required to provide benefits such as health care and paid leave as the rules and regulations. By following labor laws, businesses create a fair, safe, and supportive workplace for their employees. Businesses are motivated to address social and environmental concerns in their operations to benefit society and biodiversity through corporate social responsibility, that is CSR. This includes reducing polluting activities, addressing the well-being of local communities, treating employees and customers with respect, and so on. So, businesses do not work only to earn profit. They also have responsibilities towards society and the environment. These responsibilities are carried out through corporate social responsibility, that is CSR. Under CSR, businesses try to reduce pollution, protect nature, and support the well-being of local communities. They also ensure that employees and customers are treated with respect and fairness. In this way, CSR helps businesses contribute positively to society and biodiversity. Don't miss out. India was the first nation in the world to bring a corporate social responsibility law in 2014 that mandated companies to spend 2% of their average profits to the last 3 years on CSR activities. So, India became the first country in the world to introduce a law that made corporate social responsibility compulsory in 2014. According to this law, certain companies must spend 2% of their average profit earned over the last 3 years on CSR activities. This money is used for activities such as environmental protection, education, healthcare, and community development. The aim of this law is to ensure that businesses not only earn profits but also give back to society and contribute to national development. Before we move on, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship are factors of production that are used in a particular proportion to produce goods and services. These factors complement each other and are interconnected. So, to produce any goods or service, we need land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. These are called factors of production. They are not used in the same amount every time. Instead, they are combined in different proportions depending on what is being produced. All these factors work together and support one another. If one factor is missing, production may slow down or stop. This shows that the factors of production are interconnected and interdependent. Human capital is the knowledge, skills, experience, and ability of individuals that contribute to their ability to perform work and create economic value. It is influenced by education, training, health, use of technology, and social context that make people more productive in the workforce. So, human capital means the qualities that people have which help them to do their work better. This includes their knowledge, skills, experience, and abilities. When people are well educated, properly trained, healthy, and able to use technology, they become more productive in the workforce. Education, training, good health, and a supportive social environment all help in building human capital. Strong human capital increases productivity and helps the economy grow. The resources help in the production of goods and services that serve society and need to be preserved and utilized judiciously. So, resources play an important role in the production of goods and services that meet the needs of society. Since many resources are limited, they should not be wasted or misused. It is important to preserve resources and use them carefully and responsibly, so they remain available for both present and future needs. So with this, we have completed the part 3 of the chapter Factors of Production. I hope you found it easy to understand. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We will see you again in our next video. Bye bye.